Hey everybody, and I'm Clendor here, and welcome to another series summary of Once Upon a Time. We are at Season 5, Part 2, the Hades arc. Uh, this one, I think this one is very good. It's not on the same level as the Peter Pan arc or the Wicked Witch arc, as those are still my two favorite arcs. Season 3 was just incredible, absolutely incredible. Um, uh, However, this was still a very good arc. I will say it was a little bit disappointing the way that Hades went out. Uh ultimately love is what killed him. Like it's poetic. It's poetic in a way because Hades, the god of the underworld, the god with no sympathy whatsoever, falls in love and it ends up costing his life. It's poetic, but it's not the way I would have seen Hades going out. It's not the way I expected him to go. Um, so it's a little bit disappointing. It was a little bit disappointing in that aspect, but other than that, I think that the arc was amazing. Now, something that I don't think I got into with the Dark Swan arc. I wish I had, honestly. Brighten up, thank you. I wish I had said this, to be honest. But Emma just Emma turning out to be good the whole time that she was never evil to begin with. That really sucks. She never gave in to the darkness, and yet everybody treated her like she did. Um, when you get down to it, it's kind of cool because she's the only dark one who had never been tainted by the darkness. She wasn't tainted by the darkness. It didn't control her. She was able to control the darkness perfectly. And that's pretty cool in and of itself. But the issue is that she was built up to be the bad guy in the season. That's what she was built up as, and to find out that she's not the villain, that it's Hook again, like, and he wasn't even villain for long. He was a villain for 2 episodes. This was an 11 episode arc, and Emma was the villain for 9 of those episodes. And then it gets revealed at the end of the ninth episode that nope, she's been a good guy this whole time, and then Hook suddenly replaces her as the main villain for the last 2 episodes of the arc. Like, couldn't you just have her be the main villain and be the one to try to snuff out the light and everything, and then they end up saving her. I don't know. There are other ways they could have done this to where they could still have the Hades arc. There are ways that this still could have happened. Like maybe as a last resort, Hook decides to Hook gets Excalibur from her and decides to absorb all of it into himself so that Emma can kill him. So she's no longer evil, and now her first act as a good person again is she has to kill the person that she loves most. And it's just, there are ways that they could have done this to where they could have kept Emma the villain until the end of the arc. So that was a huge disappointment for me. This arc, it is clear that Hades is the villain. Now, halfway through the arc, he tries to make it look like he's changing his ways. And while the idea of them having Hades on their side backing them up, while that idea is cool, it's Hades. He's the lord of the underworld. He has no good in him. And I knew he was gonna betray them, and I knew he was gonna still try to kill them. And I knew they were gonna have to find a way to kill him instead. I wasn't expecting him to go out the way he did, so that was a little bit disappointing. Ultimately, most of season 5 was good. It's just the way they ended each season was a little bit of a disappointment. Um, and even the last 2 episodes of the season weren't really that interesting, with them being taken to another world. The world of forgotten stories. Like, even that wasn't that interesting. Um, it's got some. It was good setup for what looks to be an interesting season, which I'll get more into in the next video. But ultimately, the Hades arc was good up until the end. The ending, they lost it. And that seemed to be kind of the theme for season 5. Season 1 was decent from beginning to end, but nothing spectacular about it. Season 2 was terrible from beginning to end, with no redeeming qualities, other than Hook, of course. Season 3 was absolutely fantastic from beginning to end for both arcs. Season 4, we had boring build-up, and this is also something that I didn't really mention in my series summaries of Season 4. The build-up was not that good, but the way they ended each season, the way they ended each arc, the Snow Queen arc with the curse being active, and with the curse being active and the whole town turning against each other and everything, that was good. That was a good end to the arc. And then the end of the Queens of Darkness arc, again, that was a good end to the arc. We got to see Emma kill Cruella. We got to see her reunited with Lily. We got to see Lily reunited with Maleficent. We got to see them find. We got to see them. We got to see Henry save everybody and become the new author. And the darkness escaped. The darkness escaped Rumple, and it absorbed. And Emma absorbed it and became the new Dark One. Like, the season 4 had incredible finales to their arcs. The build-up to it was not that great. Season 5, it had the exact opposite problem. It had amazing build-up with little to no payoff. It's like Stephen King films. And actually, yeah, it is. Actually, season 5 could be considered the Stephen King season. Because not only does it have great build up with little to no payoff, but takes place in Maine. Stephen King. And honestly, while I do understand Hades being the way he is, he's still a one-dimensional villain. Like, Hades was... I would assume Hades is like that because after so long of being in the underworld, he probably just sees things in black and white. He probably just sees things in black and white, or he doesn't want to try to be a three-dimensional villain. He would just rather make things easier by being a one-dimensional villain. I can see that. I can see Hades seeing things that way. And then there's Hook as the Dark One. Again, he was a one-dimensional villain. As soon as he found out he was the Dark One, boom, instantly evil, wanted to kill everybody. That's it. Aside from Rumple, no one else had angered Hook. No one else had done anything to hurt him. well, okay, Emma made him a Dark One, so of course he felt betrayed, but none of the others, aside from Emma and Rumpel, none of the other people deserved what Hook was giving them. Deserved the fate that Hook was trying to give them. No one else deserved it. He was just being a one-dimensional villain, and that's another staple of Stephen King. Like, season 5 is the Stephen King season. Plain and simple. It had great build up, and I loved the season for the build up. The payoff was just terrible. But at least we have a nice setup for the next season, and I will talk more about that in the next video. But that's all I have for this video. That's all I have for this video. I would give this part, I don't know, 5 seems a little too low, but I don't want to give it a 7. I'll give it a 6. 6 out of 10. No, 6.5. That seems fair. 6.5 out of 10. It's still good. It has great build-up. Just the way they end each arc just brings down the season from being fantastic. And that really is a shame. They had something amazing with season 3. And they have yet to duplicate it. They have yet to duplicate what they did with season 3. However, a large complaint I've had about the seasons is that Zelena continues to come back for every single arc as a villain. However, with the end of the Hades arc, it looks like Zelena has turned good. Hopefully, she'll stay that way. Because there's also 2 Reginas now. There's the good Regina, then there's the evil queen. Who knows? Zelena might end up joining up with the evil queen and turning evil again. I certainly hope not. I really hope not. I am sick of Zelena being evil. If she's going to stick around, she needs to be good. Because I'm just sick of her getting in everyone's way. And if she continues to do that, I don't care if she has a kid, kill her off, and let Regina take care of Baby Robin. I don't care anymore. Either she stays good or she dies. That's what I want to happen. Nothing against the actress. I think she does a fantastic job as the weird witch. I don't like what they've been doing with Zelena, and I think they need to move on with her character. Either move on or just end her. But that's all I got. So thanks for watching. I'll be putting another video up soon. So I will see you guys then. Alright. Take care, everyone.